Everybody, Steve Harvill with Creative Ventures, and welcome to our latest edition in the Over Coffee video series. Today I want to talk a little bit about planning. Colin and I have been actively involved in a number of client strategic plans over the past few months. And I want to tell you, we come in the middle usually, or where there's a problem in the planning process, so we weren't there at the beginning. We have to backtrack back to the original idea to try to find clarity around what they're planning for, what the desired outcome might be. And surprisingly, we find a lack of clarity around the idea at the very beginning. And it's mostly because ideas don't start, they don't come out mature. They need work. They need to be massaged. They're not ready for a strategic plan at the very beginning. So we institute something we call idea play. And that is where we take the idea and we play with it a little. We turn it around. We give it more thought. We give it more viewpoints. We invite different people in. We look at it from different angles. We share it. We restate it until the idea has a sense of solidness around it. And it's ready for a bona fide plan, a strategy in which resources and time will be allocated to get to a desired outcome. The best strategies are strategies planned around a mature idea. So let's take just one example of this. In 1939, Walt Disney wanted to build a small amusement park for his employees and their families. About 6 acres right outside his Burbank office. But when he went to the city of Burbank to get approval, they said no. They said, well, you don't know anything about construction, and you certainly don't know anything about real estate. So Walt took the idea back and recognized it maybe wasn't ready for this type of manifestation in the real world. World War II hit, it slowed the idea down, but it allowed him to give it a lot of thought. After World War II, he started bringing in different creatives from his team, animators, different people that were working in the creative side of his business, and the idea started to mature. He then invited the Stanford Research Clinic in. And he said, I'm not sure about where this should go. I'm not sure about the size or scale of it. And as they traded ideas, the ideas started to become solid. Stanford said, you're going to need more land. We found a tract in Anaheim, California. It's full of orange groves now, about 160 acres. But it'll serve to expand that idea that started as this little 6-acre park. And thus, Disneyland Park started to become a bona fide idea in which you could plan. So now you have an economic aspect. Walt has to plan financing for it. And it was really hard to get because once again, the banks recognized Walt didn't really know what he was doing with something, especially at this scale. So Walt took all of his personal finances, refinanced his home life insurance. He recognized television could generate revenue and started a big push towards TV. He also went for corporate sponsorship. For many of us that grew up in Southern California will remember the Monsanto trip through inner space. And so all of this became the economic plan behind it. And then he started saying we needed a Mississippi riverboat. I needed a giant castle in front. I needed to have a mountain, which became the Matterhorn ride. And all of this stemmed from a small idea gaining maturity during playing around with it. And as solid as it became, it still needed to be flexible because there were ideas that worked and ideas that didn't work. Construction started in 1955, and by 1956, Disneyland had opened. This is a great example of an idea starting small, gaining momentum, but not starting any bona fide planning until the idea was mature. So let me recommend this to you. Make sure your ideas are solid, have clarity around it for everybody involved, and that's the point at which play stops and planning starts. I look forward to seeing you next time on Over Coffee.